The right to quality education is a fundamental human right for all children. Unfortunately, millions of Nigerian children are deprived of this basic right. With the rising number of out-of-school children in Nigeria pegged at 20 million, according to UNICEF, experts emphasize the need to prioritize education for all children. Ololade tells us more.
All children, regardless of their circumstances, have the right to quality education. Unfortunately, not many children in Nigeria are able to enjoy this basic right. A recent report by the United Nations Children's Emergency Fund, UNICEF, says approximately 20 million children between the ages of 5 and 16 are out of school in Nigeria. The report makes Nigeria home to the world's largest population of this category, followed by Pakistan, Ethiopia, and India. However, 69% of Nigeria's out-of-school children are in the north, according to UNICEF. Experts posited reasons for the prevalence, especially in northern Nigeria, saying that the agency is committed to contributing to its solutions.
Some of these factors include cultural, social-cultural factors that compound, where you see the Amajiri children are not sent to formal education systems, and they are sent to Islamaya. Second is that the schools are not attractive enough to promote the demand for education. So what we need to do is a lot to do with creating a conducive learning environment that will create a demand for education, not only in northern Nigeria, but all over Nigeria.
There are different ways where we contribute. In terms of education, we have models that can be brought to scale on how to improve bringing children that are out of school on board, and also how to improve quality education. These are just examples on the type of work we do in the country.
Education gets a tiny fraction of the budget allocation in Nigeria. Although education is anticipated that President Tinubu's budget for education will move to 30% from the 7% from the previous administration. Analysts believe adequate funding will prefer immense solutions to the problem of out-of-school children in the country.
If education was a priority, we shouldn't by now be debating on if budget allocation should be 30% to education or we're getting 7%. And mind you, even the 7% is not like they're giving them everything, because if you go deep down to the ministries, you will hear, oh, okay, maybe 2 billion, for example, was approved by the assembly for education. You'll be surprised that at the end of the day, they probably just get maybe 1.5 million.
The right to quality education and learning is a fundamental human right which must be protected at all costs by all stakeholders, and this will in no small measure be the game changer in the battle against out-of-school children. Ololade, reporting for News Central.
Many thanks, Omolola. Oriyomi Ogunwale, an education expert and co-founder, EduPlanner, joins me now to discuss this a little further. The alarm has been raised severally. This is not the first time we're hearing this number of children out of school. One would expect that the continued awareness that's being created should have led to some changes, but this figure doesn't seem to be going down. What are the factors you think are responsible for this?
Good evening. I think political will to actually say we have a government that wants to address education in Nigeria. When you look at developed countries, they understand in their society because that is the cheapest to change the society, make things to work. However, yet you see the number of Nigerians that are moving abroad to education in developed countries. But how much of that can we bring back? The reason the number keeps increasing is because time is, or because of funding, both implementation in terms of policy design, have school education in the south, and so if we are able to develop citizens that brings in parents, that brings in the makers can actually identify what are the issues
All right,
funding
Mr.
towards this, then
Ogunnubi, I apologize. We honestly cannot hear you very well. The audio is breaking, so probably reschedule this conversation. Thank you very much for joining us.